Your feet are steady, you lean back into your hips. Staying nice and tall, and your feet are apart, and you got your arms open to twist to the right. You put your hands on your lap, and now inhale. Your ears are lined up with your arms. You have your hands on your hips. Just check your feet for a minute, making sure that your feet are hip-width apart. Roll back your shoulders and drop your shoulders down. Bring your kneecaps up. Bring your inner thighs up. Then bring your arches up. Just kind of rock a little bit. Just drop your arms to the side and just swing yourself a little bit, left and right. See how relaxed you can keep your arms. Check and see while you're going back and forth that you're paying attention to your feet. That even though you're moving your arms, your feet stay steadfast. You can feel all four corners of your feet still pressing down, even when you're moving your arms left to right. So you're kind of like plugging your body in. So even when you're moving, your feet are staying plugged in. Bring your arms to your side, inhale your arms up, exhale your hand to your heart. Inhale your arms up, come into your chair, and look at your feet again. Maybe bring your feet a little bit apart as your hands are up. And when your hands are up, your fingers are spread far apart, and your arms are behind your ears. And you feel like you're gonna sit down on a chair and just stay there for a moment, pulling your arms behind your ears. Take a long breath in here and bring your arms behind you. As you keep drawing your shoulders down, what you're trying to do is dig your feet deeper in the earth. And as you dig your feet deeper into the earth pushes back up. And so now you kind of feel that your body being sustained, and it just gets easier to hold the pose when you pull that gravity up into your body. Bring your arms up, hand to your heart, and forward bend. Dropping the crown of your head down. Kind of rock a little left and right. Can you have your left hand behind your left heel and twist to the left? Exhale, bring your right hand behind your right heel and twist to the right. And come back into a deep forward bend. Come into a high flat back. And prepare yourself for your plank. Coming back into your plank, you shift your weight into the heels of your hands. And cuddle and drop. Roll your shoulders back up for your upward dog or your cobra. And try to reach your chin up. Thinking about lifting your chin up just automatically pulls your head back. Heels of your hand pressing down deep. Prepare for your downward dog. And exhale. Your feet are steady, you lean back into your hips. Bend your knees, rock your hips a little left and right. As you're leaning back into your knees, you keep tipping your tailbone up and feel a stretch from your hands to your hips. As you're creating more and more space to lengthen your spine. Bending your knees deep, leaning deep into your arms and your hand, pressing away Let's go ahead and walk your hand to your feet in a forward bend. Holding the crown of your head down to the earth, knees are slightly bent, hands on your lap. You shift your weight to your hip or your thunderbolt, and then extended mountain up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale your arms back up. And look at your hands as you drop your head back. Bring your hands to your heart. Stay nice and tall, and your feet are apart, and you got your arms open to twist to the right. As you drop your shoulders down and look to your right. Then come forward, hands up. Exhale your hand to your heart, and you twist to the left. So we like to start off trying to get as much flexibility and mobility in your spine. If we can get your spine to loosen up, come on forward, then the rest of your body is just easy to follow. It's the spine that holds it back. Then your hand come back down to your chair and back in your forward bend. So the first place to go is getting flexibility in your spine. As you're folding in and you're exhaling, you come back up to your flat back, and then you walk your hands back up to the wall, the mat. As you bring your feet together and you're in a downward dog, as you tip your tailbone up, and you pull your bunda, your tummy in and up, which takes your tailbone even higher. Your hands are apart, bring your feet together, take your right foot high up to the ceiling. Bring your right foot to your hand, you exhale. Step your left foot to your hand, you exhale. You finish in a forward bend, you're done exhaling. You put your hands on your lap, you now inhale. You shift your weight to your hip for your thunderbolt, you inhale. You finish inhaling, extended mountain up, and exhale your hands back down. Inhale your arms back up, extended mountain. Exhale into your chair to the ground, you finish exhaling. Inhale, pull up and look up. Even here, I'm pulling my tummy in and up. Exhale, forward bend, feet foot right back. You're into your plank. And your chaturanga. Roll your shoulders back up to your upward dog or cobra. Relax, drop your shoulders down, and pull your armpits down to your hips as you pull your tummy in and up. As you're breathing in and up and your jaws relax, when you exhale, your downward dog. Your feet together, you lift your bunda back up again, pull your tummy in and up, to get your tailbone as high as you can. And keep leaning back to your chest, to your knees. As your feet are together, your left leg is high up. Breathe into your left hip as you lean into your right knee. And swing your left foot to your hand as you exhale. And your right foot to your hand as you exhale. And back in a deep forward bend. Let's have your right hand palm up underneath the right foot. Left hand palm up underneath the left foot, and just drop your head down. This is the elephant pose. And just kind of fold in for a moment. Put your hands back on the mat. Go into a high flat back and prepare yourself for your plank. Holding into a plank, shift your weight over the heels of your hands and keep your body up nice and high. And put your left hand in the center of the mat, because we're going to go on a side plank where you're going to turn to your right, bring your right hand to the ceiling. And make sure that that left shoulder is stacking right above your left hand so you have a good solid foundation. Look at your left hand, bring your right hand down. Let's do the opposite. Where now your right hand is right underneath your left shoulder or your right shoulder, and then your left hand is stacking right up. So everything's stacking for this, and you're still lifting your hips up. Don't let your hips drop down. Take them up. Look at your right hand, both hands back on the mat, and go into a child pose. Stretch your arms out. Bring your chin down and look at your hands. Rock your body a little left and right. Arms are long. Even here, you want to try to keep your throat open. Even though this is a little tight here in your neck and shoulders, you still want to keep your throat open. And then come on up and float up. Look up, chin up. Come on back. When you're coming up, you can point your feet up to the ceiling. You kind of lift your body up like a half plank if you look up and back. So every time you come up, you're trying to look right up to the ceiling and bring your head back. So you're really making those back muscles work. One more time, come on up. You're floating over the heels of your hands and you look up, your feet are up. Can you turn and look at your right foot as if your right shoulder is gonna touch the right foot? Then look back up. And turn, look at your left foot with your left shoulder almost touching your left foot. And look back up and come back in a child pose. Getting your knees close together here, you're in a deep child pose, your arms are long. And come back up in the all four, and put your elbows on the ground. You're about halfway down your mat. Let's do an inversion here. You got your feet on the wall. Your ears are lined up with your arms. You're stacking up. Shoulders above your elbows. You're looking at the wall. Your knees are together. Your feet are together. You bring your right foot high up to the ceiling. Stacking your right foot above your head. Put your right foot on the wall and take your left foot to the ceiling. Your left foot is above your head. And put your left foot back on the wall and go back down onto the ground and back into your child pose and stretch it out. Let's come back up into our four. Let's go into a cat. And then a cow. And then a cat. And then a cow. Your knees are apart. Can you put your left hand a little bit higher up and your left hand in the center of your mat? This will allow you to bring your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Now I can get my right arm straight up to the ceiling, stacking above my left hand if my knees are apart. In fact, I could actually put my right hand behind my back. If my knees are apart and I even kind of back up my left knee a little bit, I've got a lot of space in my tripod that I can be able to bring your right hand back up, inhale, and swing your right arm underneath your left arm and bring your right arm up. And swing it back in and come back up. And one more time, you're gonna bring your right arm through and you're gonna have to plot this and plan this. You're gonna stretch your right arm far to the right and then begin to ease yourself down where you get your right shoulder on the ground and you're using your left hand to kind of pull back your left shoulder. Now your knees are apart, which is allowing you to be able to fold in nice and deep. With your left hand kind of pulling back your left shoulder. And feel that running down your spine. And your knees are apart, which is helping you to keep your body planted. And then once you feel a good twist here, bring your left hand to the ceiling. And you can even have your left hand behind your back and grab your right leg. So you're Right hand is stretching far to the left, but your left hand is behind your back. You feel that beautiful twist. You can only get a good twist like this if your tripod is set up. That's the right shoulder and your knees all set up to get the twist. Bring your left hand to the ceiling. Put your left hand on the mat. Use your left arm to come out of that. Prepare yourself, you're back into all four. Go into your cat. Go into a cow. Go into a cat and into a cow. Let's do the opposite. Put your right hand up in the front. Your knees are apart. Once you feel a good tripod, bring your left hand up. Your left hand is way up and your left shoulder is kind of just dropping back. You feel like it's just dropping back. As your left hand is high up, you can even put your left arm behind your back a little bit because you have good open space. Bring your left hand back up to the ceiling and look at your left hand. And then bring your left arm underneath and bring your left arm up and bring it underneath and bring it back up. And one more time, you bring it through, get your knees in place, get your left shoulder to ease down, guide yourself. You want to stack on top of your left shoulder because you're trying to stretch out into the rhomboid in the middle of your back. So your left arm has to be high up and you have to be on the left shoulder. As your left hand stretches far to the right, you bring your right hand way up. And you can bring your right hand behind your back. As your left hand is stretching far to the right. Bring your right hand back up to the ceiling. Put your right hand back on your mat and come back into all four. Bring your knees a little together. Get your hand up at the top of your mat. You're going into your downward dog. Stretching out your shoulders after that deep stretch. You just tip your tailbone up. Feel those shoulders are starting to loosen up. Rock your body a little left and right. Looking at your hands, you inhale. And when you're good and ready, step or jump to your hands. Coming down into a deep forward bend, your feet are hip width apart. You drop your head down, your tailbone is up, and you zip up your bunda. Zip up your pelvic floor. Your feet are hip width apart. Put your hands on your lap. Shift your way back. Exhale, and now you're inhaling. Extend your arms up, extended mountain, and grab your elbows. By now, you should start to feel like, okay, my body's starting to break in. Everything's starting to, the defense and the stiffness is starting to melt away. And I'm starting to feel like my body is starting to flow. The energy is starting to flow. You have your head pressing into your forearm. You scoop your tummy in. You drop your blades down. And you're still bracing your body here. That means your kneecaps are up. And shift your body a little left and right. You want this to be the most powerful mountain pose you can hold. With your arm behind your head and breathe in. And as your feet are hip width apart, let's just tip your body to the left. Begin to inhale when you're ready. You stand up. Exhale, tip to the right. You're keeping that left elbow behind your left ear. Come back up. Bring your hand up and inhale up. Bend your knees and exhale down. Bring your hand to your heart and down to your forward bend. All the air is out. Shift yourself again. And you pull your bunda in and up. Prepare yourself for your plank. Step back. Holding into your plank. You lift your hips up. Breath in. Chaturanga down. Roll your shoulders back and lift back up and inhale. You're looking up, and the more you look up, the looser your jaw becomes. You just keep getting that jaw to stay relaxed. Even when your head's way up, your jaw is relaxed. Your throat is relaxed. From here, exhale for your downward dog, pushing off from the heels of your hands. Bring your feet together. Take your right foot high up to the ceiling. Bring your right foot to your hand as you exhale. Prepare yourself as you exhale and coming up to your lunge. Put your hand on your hip and stabilize your body. Draw your shoulders back, your hands on your hips, and you're just concentrating on balancing yourself. Bring your arms up and extend your arms as high as you can as you lower your knees down even more. Bring your hand to your heart, or your heart, and put your left hand on the left leg now, and bring your right hand up. So bring your right hand way up, with your left hand stretching down to your left foot, and then circle your right hand down and grab your left arm. When you grab your left arm as you're looking at your left foot with your left hand on your left leg. Good, look ahead. Bring your right hand forward. Bring your left hand forward. That's a lot of challenge for a lunge, but you did really good with that. Come on down, hand to your heart. Come on all the way down as you end your plank. Shift your body as you lower your body down. Chaturanga. Roll yourself back up, upward dog. Prepare yourself for your downward dog. Holding that downward dog. Tip your tailbone up. As your feet are together, lift your left leg way up and inhale as high as you can get it. Bring your left leg to your hand as you exhale. Shift your weight back. You exhaling, then you inhale. Coming up, bend your knees deep. Let's bring your hand back on your hip and just kind of survey how you feel your body is here, that you feel like you're really plugged in, that you're pressing deep into the right toes, left foot planted. Good, now arms are up. Now we did quite a bit of stretching, so it should be really easy to bring that right hand on that right leg as your left hand goes to the ceiling. So you have to kind of work yourself up to this flexibility, and we've been doing this for a bit, so maybe we can feel our body flexible enough to do this. Bring your left arm behind you and grab your right arm with your left hand as you look at your right foot. Good, now look ahead. You gotta go nice and slow, and you gotta stay in your core in order to be able to do this. Bring your hand up. Hand to forward, hand to your heart, and down. All the way into your plank. In Chaturanga. Roll your shoulders back, upward dog, breath in and out. Let's open those legs a little bit more. Bend your elbows a little bit here. And bring your right foot up and turn and look at your right foot. When you're looking at your right foot, you're actually pushing away with your hand. So you're trying to get your right shoulder to touch your right foot. Lower your right foot down, look up. Bring your left leg up and try to get your left shoulder to touch your left foot. Good, both feet down, lay back down. Bring your legs together, lift your body up into all four, back into your child pose. You exhale. And look at your thumbs with your chin on the floor. Come back up into our four. And let's prepare ourselves again with our elbows down. We'll go into another inversion while we're here. Your elbows are planted, and just bring your feet back up on the wall. Stack it back up. Each time you do this, it gets easier and easier. And it's just the best stuff to really bring your body to a complete unity here. As you toughen up your shoulders, your whole body is involved with that. Your feet are together, your right foot to the ceiling. You're looking at the wall. Right foot on the wall, left foot to the ceiling. Stack it up. Left foot on the wall, back into your child pose. Stretch your arms out and chin back down. Exhale, come into our forward and back into your downward dog. Deep downward dog, your feet are together, your hands are up at the top of your mat. With your feet together, take your right foot high up to the ceiling. Bring your right foot to your hand as you exhale. Left foot to your hand as you exhale. You're in a forward bend. In a deep forward bend, as you pull your bum down and up, you just feel how your tailbone just gets higher and higher up. And wiggle your legs and drop your head down. Having your hand to the side of your legs and your feet, bring your arms around, preparing for a deep chair. And pause there for a second. And as you're stacking down, you bring your arms up and you stand up. Looking up and hand to your heart. Doing really good. A lot of control here. It's all about how much control you can get. Just a little bit at a time. Come back down into your chair. Come back down into your forward bend. Come back up into your high flat back. And prepare yourself for your plank. Exhale, lift your body over the heels of your hands. Steady your body. Can you take your right foot off the floor for a moment and just point your right foot to the wall? Reverse. Let's take your left leg up and point your left foot to the wall. Both feet down. Kneel down and all the way to the ground. Chaturanga. While we're here, let's go on our elbows. Wiggle yourself back to the wall and put your feet on the wall. Your legs are apart. You got your elbows down, your shoulders are away from your ears, your chin is tucked in. And once your hands are wide open and planted, just lift your body up. So now you've got your pressure against the gravity, against the foundation from your hands and your feet. And your feet are open and your toes are on the wall. So this may not seem like much, but it's a lot. Because the force from the wall pushing up into your body is the force from your hands are pushing from your head down your body as you're lifting up. And this alone is very healing. You could just go in this position and just stay like this. Come on, back down. Put your hand behind your back. How about sliding your hands down to your feet as you're looking ahead? And then grab your right foot, right ankle with your right hand and lift up your right leg as your left hand extends further and across the opposite direction of your left foot, which is on the wall. And hold that. That little bit of pressure with your left foot on the wall is causing your entire back spine to engage. Good. Bring your left hand back, lay back down. Slide your hand down, look ahead again. From there, left hand on your left ankle, bring your left leg up and breathe in. Bring your right hand in the front. Your right hand extended, but your right thumb is going up. And with your right foot on the wall, it's giving you the ability to lift your body off the floor as you're holding on your left foot, left ankle. Bring your right hand behind you, back down. This stuff will really wake up your body. This back bend stuff, you'll see after this how much stronger you are. Slide your hand back down, get your hand to your feet. Bring your arms around, forward, bring your arms back. Keep your feet on the wall, helping you do the arms forward like you're swimming here, arms back. One more time, forward and back. Oh, that was so good for the back. Bring your legs a little closer together. Tuck your feet in and have your hand grab the ankles. And lift your whole body up. Just all the way up. Inhale and try not to tense your neck and shoulders. See if you can keep your whole neck and shoulder and upper throat, all that, everything relaxed. Your entire quads are off the floor. Come on, back down. All right, good job. From there, put your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your chin in. Prepare yourself to come up into all four. Get your knees back on the mat. Feet off the wall. So you walk up a little bit, go back into your cat. Back into your cow. Back into the cat. And in the cow. Digging your feet in your downward dog. Now you're going to see your body just like you had a good high energy drink. You're going to just see how your body is so much stronger all of a sudden. Just like you just got the electric current going in your body. Bring your feet together. Bring your right foot to the ceiling. Bring your right foot to your hand. Left foot at a 15-degree angle. You're coming up with your warrior pose. Bring your left hand to the ceiling. Circle your left hand down your left leg. Bring your right hand to the ceiling and bend that right knee. Make sure your left foot is a 15-degree angle in here, tucked in a little bit. And bring your right hand behind your head. And you're zipping up still. So try to keep your tummy tucked in and get the crown of your head to the ceiling. And you're leaning to your left foot. Bring your right hand up to the ceiling now and look at your right hand. Bring your right elbow down to your right knee. Bring up your left hand. As your hips still forward, let's check it out. Bring your left hand behind your back. Your left hand will hold on to your right leg. And you're pulling your left shoulder back. You're pivoting. Bring your left hand up to the ceiling. Stretch your left hand to the opposite direction of your left foot. Where you have your left hand, left shoulder, left hip, and left heel. Stacking. Left hand to the ceiling. Look at the ground at your right foot. Bring your left hand down on the mat. Put your right foot forward to the right. Bring your left foot way back and get a deep lunge. Feel that deep lunge in there, kind of stabilize. Lower down your left knee. Bring your left leg up. Circle your right arm around and grab your left foot. Look at your left foot and lift your body up. How do you lift your body up? You pull your tummy in and up. When you do that, your whole body lengthens. Like you turn and look at your left foot. Look ahead. How about you put both hands in the front and lower your elbows down into your right hip. You might have to adjust a little bit. And for some of us, we might even need a block. Stretch out that right hip. If you have your elbows on the ground. Rock a little bit. That's a great, good stretch going right into that left leg. Good, bring both hands back up. Getting your hands to be apart. Let's go on your left toes. Get off your left knee because you're going to bring your right leg back into your plank. And go into your chaturanga. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your body up. Push off from the heels of your hands and look up. And the more you look up, the more you keep your throat relaxed and you lengthen. From there, you exhale your downward dog. Bringing your feet together. How about walking your hand to your feet in a deep forward bend? Pull your body in together. Your feet are hip width apart. Your tailbone is up. And the crown of your head is down. With your knees bent, your hands on your lap, you shift back into your hip, you roll your shoulders back. Without bending bringing your knees together, there's just stack and you bring your hands to the ceiling. Tuck your knees. Did you buckle them in? Open them up. Bring your hands to your heart, down to the ground. You're in the forward bend. Your tailbone comes back up. Walk your hands back up to the mat. You're in a deep downward dog. Your feet are together. Bring your left leg way up to the ceiling. Pull your left leg to your hands. Right foot at a 15-degree angle. Left knee is bent. Bring your left right arm around. Bring your left hand up. You're creating this windmill. Just rotate. Your left knee at a 45-degree angle, and you're looking at your right foot. Circle your left arm around behind your back and grab your right arm with your left hand and just keep lifting your bunda up. Bring your left hand back up. Stretch it nice and high. And let's just check it by bringing your left hand behind your head. Just another way of checking to see if you're really balancing yourself. Bring your left hand up. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Bring your right hand up. You got to bring your hips forward. Get it lined up. Your left arm stretching as high as you can. Your right arm stretching as high as you can, and then stretch your right arm far from your right foot. So you got a beautiful line from your right hand, right shoulder, right hip, right foot. Bring your right hand back up. Look at your left foot. Bring your right hand to the outside of your mat. Left foot to the outside of your mat. Right foot is way back. Once you stabilize that, left hand is high up. You got it nice and high. You can lower your hips down a little bit. The more you have good spacing, the more you can rotate. Good. So what was my next move? Oh yeah. Bring your left knee, that right knee down. Point your right foot up to the ceiling. Bring your left hand and grab your right foot. So that right knee is way back. In order for you to grab a hold of your right foot, your right knee has to be far back. We got a beautiful rotation here. This shows your muscles in between the spine, the ribs. All these little intricate ligaments are starting to loosen up that you can get in this type of rotation. Bring your left hand up to the ceiling. Go ahead and bring your left elbow down. You got your elbows back. Let's put those elbows on the ground. As you stretch out into your right leg. You're on your elbows. Rock your hips a little left and right. Good. Bring your hands back up. Bring your right knee off the ground because you're going to take your left leg back. You only do that when your hands are ready. Beautiful. Come on down. Go. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your body up and inhale. Spin it up. Maybe you're seeing, wow, I'm really in a great back bend here. It's really amazing that your muscles in your joints are letting go. They're becoming flexible. That's where muscle memory is stored, in the joints. And your body will permanently train for the better when you get to that level. Let's go in your downward dog and exhale. Deep downward dog, your feet are together, your knees are bent, you tip your tailbone up. Wiggle your legs a little bit. Lean back into your chest to your knees. Looking at your hand, can you take your right foot to the ceiling? Bring your right foot to your hand, you exhale. Left foot to your hand, you exhale. And you fold into a forward bend. When I'm stepping my left foot to my hand, I actually push it off. I push off with my left foot to get my left foot to come up to my hands. So feel free to use pushing off and jumping in. All those things are great in the flow. You're in a deep forward bend. Take a deep breath in and come on up like a rag doll on 4, on 3. Coming up on 2 and lifting up on 1. Inhale all the way up, arms extended. Exhale, hand to your heart. Bring your hand onto your hip and then bend your knees to jump your feet apart. As you jump your feet apart, you're going to bring your right hand to the ceiling. As your right hand goes to the ceiling and you keep your jaw relaxed, you look up and you drop your head back as if you're trying to touch the stars. Then turn your head and look at your left foot. All while your bunda keeps taking you up all the way. Bring your right hand down, exhale, bring your left hand up. How long, how high, how open can you keep your breath as you look up at your left hand as your head drops back and your throat is open? Turn your head, look at your right foot. Bring both arms up, inhale. Bring both hands to your heart, you exhale. Bring both hands onto your hip and then jump your feet together. Inhale, extended mountain and chair. Down to your forward bend, you exhale. Up to your high flat back, you inhale. And come back to your plank. Right over the heels of your hand, you inhale. And when you're ready, chaturanga, exhale. Roll your shoulders back, lift your body up, and begin to look up. The heel of your hand is causing you to keep extending up. Because you have something to push away from. So keep pushing, and you keep going up. Keep pushing away from the earth, and you keep going up. And this is how you get into the joint. It takes a lot of isometric pressure to get into the joint. It doesn't just happen passively. You have to be active. Dig your feet in. Let's go in your downward dog. You exhale. Bring your feet together, your right foot to the ceiling, you inhale. Bring your right foot to your hands, go into a wide leg stretch as you exhale. You're welcome to use your block if you cannot keep your legs straight. You tip your tailbone up, you dig your heels down. You're folding in. Go into a high flat back with your weight in the heels of your feet. You can actually lift up your toes. That will let you know you definitely got your weight into the heels of your feet. Wiggle your legs, make sure your legs are not tensing up. And then you can put your hands on your hips and you can come up if you're digging your heels down. And then from there, bring your arms up and inhale. Bring your hand behind your head. Drop your shoulders back and exhale. Your toes are slightly in, your heels are out. You drop your shoulders down. Take your left hand to the left leg, right hand is up. Bring your right hand down to your right heel, left hand is up. Take both hands up. You're still digging your heels down. Let's put your hand back on your hip and go back into your flat back and stay there. When I say flat back, that means your chin is up, you drop your shoulders down, you shift your weight to your hips and into your heels, and you're just slightly forward. Just enough to balance the weight from the top of your body to the weight of the lower part of your body. It's all balanced. And you're gonna take your right hand out just to challenge the weight in your hips and in your feet. And then bring your right hand on your hip and take your left hand out. You can see how you can distribute your weight. Bring your left hand to your hip, and that's what it's all about. How you manage your weight, your balance. Come on down to a forward bend. Fold back in with your legs perched. Come on back up to a high flat back. Walk your hand to the base of your mat. Go back into a downward dog. Let's put our hand up on the wall while we're here. Put your thumb and your index finger on the wall. Just in a nice deep downward dog, and just try to get your ears right in front of your arms. Let's bring your feet together. Let's take your right foot high up to the ceiling. And then bring your right knee to your nose and take it back up on 5, 4, 3, 2. Take your right leg up, look at your hand, and push away from the wall with the palm of your hand on the ground. Put your right foot on the ground. Lift to the left leg. Left leg is high up. Bring your left knee in on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg is high up. You're pushing away from the wall. Get that left heel high up. And bring your left foot onto the mat. Let's go onto your knees. As you're on your knees, come on back and just have a seat. You're sitting down, you're about halfway up your mat, and just lay on your back. As you're laying back, rock your knees left and right. And then with your knees tucked in and you're holding on to the shin of your leg, bring your head up and scoop as you're looking at your feet. Interlace your fingers and hold your head up with your elbows, tap your knees. And try to drop your shoulders down away from your ears. And do 10 sit-ups. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and down. You're on your back, you're holding on to your knees, and you're rocking your knees left and right. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Rocking is just a quick way to untangle any tension you have. Put your feet on the ground, position yourself that you're at a decent distance. So bring your head back up and let's hold your head back up. I want you to try to extend your right foot out and touch the wall. So wiggle yourself to a place where you have your right toes touch the wall, your right knee is bent, you're holding your head up, and by your right foot touching the wall, it kind of grips your core. And then have your right elbow touch your left knee. So we're going to rotate. Ready? 10, 10, 9, 9. You're staying afloat. You're staying up. You're not dropping your body down. You're staying high and up and staying with your core as you go back and forth with your elbows to your knees. So it's all like a floating motion. You're floating. 2, 2, 1, and down. Bring your knees back in. Can you take your legs straight up to the ceiling and pull your legs in and try to wrap your arms around your legs as you have your forehead to your knees. Then have your hand touch your toes on 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1, and down. Rock your knees left and right. Let's go ahead and put your feet on the ground and position yourself to get both feet on the wall. Your feet are hip-width apart. And then draw your elbows down to the side of you as your legs are apart and your shoulders are away from your ears. And just lift your body up into a bridge. You're going to go in a high bridge in this pose. And you're going to try to grip into the side of your quad, side of your buttock, upper part of your glutes. and just hold. And you can grab the side of your mat if you want, or have your hand behind your back. You're pressing off with the balls of your feet because you're trying to create as much pressure as you can in your legs. And then once you have that, bring your feet together and bring your right foot to the ceiling. You're still pushing off with your left foot, which is taking your right leg higher up. Put your right foot on the wall and bring your left leg up, pushing up with your right foot. And put your left foot back on the wall and come on back down. Bring your knees in and exhale. Rock your knees left and right. Let's come down a little closer to the wall. You're about maybe a half a foot away from the wall, and put your legs back up on the wall. Stretch your arms up to the top of your mat and kind of rock yourself a little bit. Try to imagine as though you are able to separate one rib from another as you bring your arms up to the top of your mat. And look at your feet. And feel like you're just opening up your shoulders. And then bring your arms around, grab your right leg, bring your forehead to your right knee, let all the air out as you kind of get that forehead to reach your right knee. And with your right hand, grab your right foot and pull your right leg back with your right foot as your left hand touches your left knee. So your right elbow is going back with your right foot. Then put your right foot on the wall, take a breath in and inhale. Exhale, bring your arms around, grab your left leg, pull your left knee in as you bring your forehead to your left knee. And your left hand will grab your left foot as your left leg starts to go back. And your right hand stretches and touches your right knee as you bring in your left elbow back. And lay back down. Beautiful bow and arrow. Bring your elbows to the side of your body. Drop your shoulders down. Bend your knees again. Your feet are apart with your hips, and bring your body back up into a high bridge. Going into a high bridge, you lift your hips up, you squeeze it to your buttock, and you're pushing away from the wall because you're trying to toughen up the ball and the socket. Pressure is what toughens up your bones, so we're just gonna bypass the muscles and everything else involved and just go right to the bone, because that's what we want to toughen up. If you can toughen up your bones, the rest of your muscles and the rest of your body, for that matter, will get stronger, because the bone is in the joint are able to work freely. They're not restricted. And as they move, everything else moves with it. Let's go ahead and straighten your legs out and put the heels of your feet on the wall and squeeze your kneecaps up and toughen up your body here. Again, you're toughening up your bones. Hold that. Bend your knees and come on back down. Having your knees together, rock your knees left and right. And then with knees together, can you take both knees to the floor on the left and have your feet pressing the wall as you try to push off the wall with your feet as your knees are twisted to the left? And you have your hand behind your head and you're trying to tuck the heels of your feet underneath your tailbone as you look at your right elbow. Good, and then come back up and prepare yourself for the opposite. Press your feet in, knees to the floor, feet underneath your tailbone as you're pushing off from the wall, and look to your left. Beautiful. Again, this goes right to the bone. We're just going right to the source, right to the bone. It's the best place to go. Everything else will follow. Good, come back up. All right, rock yourself a little left and right here. Relax your body for a minute. Taking a breath in, we're finishing up. And then from here, just flip your body around in a child pose. Come down to a deep child pose. Come up into all four, into your cat, into a cow, into the cat, cow, and come into your downward dog. Make sure your hands are in a good spot, your feet are in a good spot. You're leaning back, pushing off with your hand, tailbone is up. Looking at your hand, as you inhale, as your throat is open, you can step or jump to your hands. Coming into a deep forward bend, fold your body down and tip your tailbone up. Look at your legs. Deep forward bend, take a breath in again, and come up like a ragdoll. On 3, and 2, roll your shoulders back on 1. Rolling your shoulders back, bring your arm to your side, wiggle your legs again, and nothing tensing up. Your hand to the ceiling, extended mountain. Exhale your hand to your heart. Inhale again up, and take that breath up. Right where you think you're gonna catch your breath and lock up your throat, kind of double check that and keep that from happening. Hands up, in mountain. Namaste. Good job.